20th century, now I'm in the next one. Still rocking fly shit, ain't trying to impress them. These niggas talk a lot of shit because I lets them. But I could blow these niggas up, I could caress them. I mean crush them.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Lawrence Okolie ranked number 5 by the WBC at heavyweight. He's gave up that Bridgerweight title and he's been calling out Alexander Usyk. Perhaps he's only one fight away from a crack at the heavyweight title. Now he could get on Riyadh season with a ranking like that, and he is a free agent. He'll make his debut as a heavyweight early 2025, and they're saying here on Boxing Social that names like FABIO Wardley are being suggested. I've often wondered about that fight for a little while.
Now stay with this for a minute. 3 years ago, I did a poll. Who would win out of Lawrence Okolie and FABIO Wardley? At that time, FABIO was not British champion. Lawrence was the WBO Cruiserweight champion. And the poll said 89% Lawrence Okolie would win. 3 years later, 2024, the power balance has swung. 90% people think that FABIO Wardley would win. 2 separate polls, and it just shows you how the fortunes can change for boxers, for better or for worse. I mean, Okolie only has 1 defeat on his record. Has FABIO improved that much, or is Lawrence in decline? Do you believe the gap has closed, and that FABIO would beat him if they were to fight now?
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Bob Arum wants to let us know, like Shaggy, it wasn't me. I want everybody to know that it wasn't us. His Excellency, TURKI ALALSHIKH, went right to the fighter, made this proposal for money that the fighter had never seen before and picked as his opponent. BAKOLE, who is a tremendous puncher, and Jared prepared to deal with a guy who couldn't move very much but was a great puncher. And he never fought a guy like that. So the fact he's got taken apart and got knocked out was not surprising. Well, BAKOLE, he's a good puncher, a tremendous puncher. But we get into that after. Bob went on to say, so don't put it on my matchmakers. We were against the fight. Again, when they wave money at these kids, they insist on taking it. We could have gone to court to prevent it, but we don't do those kind of things. We let the fight go ahead. We made our money from the fight, but we let that fight go ahead, and it was the stupidest fight Jared could have taken. BAKOLE, is he a better puncher than Zhang, AJ, Wilder, Dubois? Truth is Jared Anderson is just a symptom of American heavyweight boxing, where they've just neglected the weight class where they used to dominate. And the red flags, if you care to look, were obvious. Charles Martin had him on shaky legs. The likes of Sergei Kuzmin, who we don't hear about no more, good heavyweight. He had it could have went either way. Points decision loss to Martin BAKOLE. Michael Hunter, he stopped Martin BAKOLE. BAKOLE's best victories are against Tony Yoka, who he gave a beating, but he didn't stop Tony. BAKOLE can punch, but the way the American media reacted when he knocked out Jared Anderson, shades of George Foreman, and yeah, the left uppercut that he landed on Jared in the 5th, that was Foreman-esque in as much as the way the punch was delivered. But comparing this guy as a tremendous puncher or a puncher in Foreman's league shows how much they underestimated BAKOLE beforehand. They just like, oh, he fights in Europe, he's not that good. Jared Anderson would just roll him out. And that's just playing into the hands of European fighters right now. That's all that is doing. Jared Anderson was an accident waiting to happen. And the fact that Bob is trying to throw all the liability on Jared being lured in by the Saudi bag is ludicrous. It was due time for Jared to step up, and he got found out. It's as simple as that. If Jared was campaigning in the UK, he would have got exposed earlier than that. He's no better than David Price or Wardley. The majority of America, they weren't aware of the threat. It wasn't until Eddie Hearn went over there and said, I can't believe you took the fight. I believe you can lose. And then a few more pundits chimed in with the same assessment. By this time, it was too late. The execution's about to start.
Chop his head off, Dad!
Perhaps you can prolong the stay of execution by feeding him more Rudenkos and Belgian cruiserweights. But that's all you're doing, is prolonging the inevitable. How much does he really want it? You know, that has to be questioned when he cried and started blubbing in front of Roy. I don't want to start bumming on a young man if he's got issues like that. But we got to take it into account of assessing him, skill set, toughness, how he can compete in this current heavyweight division. We've got to keep it real. And there's a lot of red flags.
And essentially sports They made me look at the story a little differently now by saying cracks are starting to show between the relationship with Bob Arum and TURKI ALALSHIKH. Now, while Bob Arum didn't say it was Turkey's fault why Jared Anderson lost, Bob did say TURKI ALALSHIKH went straight to the fighter without consulting us, and then saying, waving money at these kids, convincing them to take these fights that they would have never made. Hey, look, if Bob's got something to say, he should say it directly. And if he doesn't want Turkey to approach his fighters like that, he's got Turkey's phone number. Phone him and tell him you don't have to go public. Or look to get out of the deal. But you see, these promoters, these networks, they all want the money. So Turkey's got them over a barrel, making their fighters take tough fights and get fucked up. I'll be honest with you, Riyadh season got us paying a lot of pay-per-view. Why should I have an issue if these promoters have got damage control issues with their stock or commodities? Eddie lost 5-0 the other month. AJ got broke up. Bob's complaining about Jared Anderson. His other commodity just became undisputed light heavyweight champion with a disputed verdict. You win some, you lose some. Bob is winning right now. It's not the end of the world. Jared can come back. Or can he? Frank Warren, he lost big with the Usyk fight. Tyson was beaten. But more often than not, he's came up good. You win some, you lose some. Ben Shalom didn't have a good weekend on the undercard of Better Beef and Bivol and tried to make up a GLOVEGATE scandal, but at the same time saying Fabio Wardley didn't do anything wrong. Well, shut up then if he didn't do nothing wrong.
Because you're just sour grapes because your guy lost, said a load of bullshit. And also, I don't want that to reflect on Frazer at all, but who's been a complete gentleman throughout it. He did a little interview on TalkSport. I haven't spoken with him personally, I haven't spoken to him or anything like that, but he did an interview, he didn't mention the gloves. He said, well done to Fabio, congratulations, I'm just going to spend some time with my family. So all credit to him for being a real competitor, taking the loss properly and just going, look, I made some mistakes, it went wrong for me, I'll come back, I'll go again.
And Frazer Clarke, he's getting a lot of credit for being stoic and not complaining. But he is complaining. He's complaining through Ben. Ben's taking the heat because he's the promoter. He's supposed to do that. Frazer's got to take the heat in the ring. Yeah? And he pays Ben to take the heat for situations like this. But Ben put it out there. He said he's got to raise the concerns. And he said that when he was coming under heat to back up his accusations. He's raising others' concerns. So what, they're not your concerns? You heard Frazer when they were selecting the gloves. He said Fabio's gloves are thin without much padding. Well, Frazer's smart because he knows if he comes out and says Fabio's gloves were this and that, or if he even insinuates there was foul play at hand, he's going to come under stick as a sore loser who just got his jaw broken, and he's going to come under fire. But you know, that's why he pays Ben. But don't get it twisted, he is complaining through Ben Shalom. And if he wasn't, he would come out and say, no complaints, everything was above board, I lost fair and square. He hasn't done that, has he? He hasn't separated himself from Ben Shalom's comments, not at all.
Boxing,
Beats and rhymes.
no one can do it better.
John Pullman says TSZYU was concerned about the cut he suffered against Sebastian Fundora during the loss to Bakram Martazaliev, Saturday gone, as Martazaliev defended his 154-pound IBF title in grand fashion. He said, I saw a guy coming off a tough fight with Fundora, but he looked good, he looked fast, strong. Pullman said it was like two buzzsaws coming after each other, and Martazaliev was cracking TSZYU with good shots. Martazaliev could take him, TSZYU cracked him too, but he just couldn't take it. It seemed like the other guy had a better chin, a better punch resistance. The left hook kept dropping Tim. Tim would recover a bit and then get caught on Floyd with that same punch again. Maybe he couldn't see that punch well. Reflecting on the impact of TSZYU's previous cut from the Fundora fight, Pullman considered it might have played a role in his performance. He probably worried it would open up again, especially with the headbutt. That fight took a lot out of Tim, but maybe he could feel Martazaliev's strength and presence right away. You can sense someone's energy when you get in the ring, and TSZYU might have realized he was in far more deep than he expected. Pullman acknowledged the cumulative toll TSZYU's recent bouts may have taken. He bled a lot against Fundora. He was probably thinking, am I bleeding again? Do I have to deal with this again? The fight with Fundora didn't seem like much of a beating as this one. This fight took a lot out of him. Well, in hindsight, he's correct. What Pullman didn't point out was the more obvious sign when he started dabbing his head, when he bumped heads with the Russian, and he wasn't even bleeding.
It's all about preparation, isn't it? If you're taking psychological battle scars from your last fight into your next, which I'm sure happens more often than not, it's unavoidable. But it's not ideal. And I'm sure they monitored him through camp to see what his state of mind was like. But boxers are good at covering up injuries, illnesses, and how they're really feeling just to get in the ring. They don't even want to show their own team weaknesses. But if you're going to show anyone weaknesses that you're not feeling yourself, then it should be your team. And more than likely, they protected him a little in sparring, kept the sparring light because of the cut. Because even with the headgear, with a cut like that, you get hit round the region where the cut opened up, it would just start leaking. So they probably protected him in sparring, and it wasn't until the fight that they really saw, yo, Tim hasn't recovered from March psychologically. It's a very tough sport. Some people say the towel should have came in earlier because he did take a ass whooping of epic proportion.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Now, Bob said it was crazy to take the BAKOLE fight. Now, in hindsight, he's correct. And Jared pays Bob to do a job matchmaking him. So eventually he will be able to take fights like BAKOLE and perhaps fight for a world title. And Bob is correct to let everybody know this wasn't my idea. He would have went a different route. He's correct to let everyone know that, because they might say this is Bob's work, while Jared's getting bounced around the ring like a basketball. There's a lot of boxers and fans who, if you talk about matchmaking to them, they don't understand how long this has been practiced. And when it's done right, there is definitely a skill in the process of matchmaking. Now, I can say it wouldn't have made a difference whether they matched Jared with BAKOLE now or 2025, but that's just my opinion. Like I said, you're paying Bob to do a job. You didn't allow him to do his job. Now, AZIM, 22 years of age, I don't think he'll be as rebellious as Jared. He's got Barry McGuigan there managing Adam, and Shane, Barry's son, is training him. Barry used to be a former WBA featherweight champion. He was promoted by Barney Eastwood. And the marketing plan was strategized very well. Barry was the humble kid from the Republic of Ireland, but where he lived, you could literally walk a few yards down the road and cross the border into Northern Ireland. His father was from Northern Ireland. He married a girl from Northern Ireland, and he was the peacemaker between the warring factions of North and Republic. Come out to the ring, his dad would sing Danny Boy, a popular Irish song, and millions used to watch his fights on television. He would do huge gates in England and Northern Ireland. The Republic didn't have a boxing scene like that. King's Hall, sell out. Ulster Hall, sell out. And he was a good fighter, but they ducked Azuma Nelson religiously while he was champion. They didn't even mention his name. When McGuigan managed Carl Frampton, they ducked Guillermo Rigondeaux religiously. So Azim is not going to rebel like Jared Anderson, who's hinted he's only in it for the money. Now his unbeaten record's gone. He's upset his promoter Bob Arum, which you don't really want to do. You want to get the best out of your promoter. Bob might just cash him out. And Azim, he understands the script. He understands the script. He spoke a little crap about Dalton Smith, but he didn't say anything about fighting him in 2025 or nothing like that. And off the back of beating O'Hara Davis, Azim is looking to fight for the IBO title. Not Teofimo Lopez, Albert Puello, Jose Valenzuela, or Liam Paro. The IBO title. He wants to fight for the vacant IBO belt next. Well, I don't know if they've informed the IBO about that, because he's ranked 34. And that's because he hasn't fought nobody. I've got to be honest. But Ben Shalom, he's got a little format there, isn't it? Like with the McGuigans and WBO cruiserweight champion Billiam Smith. He's taking on Zerdo next. But we know he's been avoiding Jai Opetaia, but they want to see how he does against Zerdo. If he can unify the straps, then he'll have nowhere else to go but fight Jai Opetaia in a unification. But I wouldn't be shocked if they swerve Jai for a little while longer if they were to beat Zerdo. Unless they look sensational against Zerdo and get their confidence up. Azim, they're going to send him down the Chris Eubank route, the IBO. And you know, a lot of people are laughing, including me, because the IBO isn't respected like that. Unless you've got another 2 or 3 recognized straps with the IBO belt. Yeah, it's kind of laughable. Adam is following a tried and tested plan with people who bought the t-shirt and did it. That's what he's paying McGuigan and Ben Shalom to do, is to guide him to success, not to take matters into his own hands. You better be careful they don't mandate Dalton to fight for the IBO belt. They'll be doing PR and damage control for the rest of Adam's career.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Yeah, that shit sound crazy. Uptown. I started off in the 20th century, now I'm in the next one. Still rockin' fly shit, ain't trying to impress them. These niggas talk a lot of shit because I lets them. But I could blow these niggas up, I could caress them. I mean crush them, righteous but I lust sin. Niggas talk about me, they don't even discuss them. And it's disgusting how I put the shit together. Canvas with my Chuck Taylors, I don't ever rock the leather. These niggas gon' fall like a sudden drop in weather. They got a couple lyrics but they just not as clever. I make the whole game pause like a rain delay. Pull my pen out, blow up like a hand grenade. They say I'm like an evil gin, that's straight Tanqueray. But you can never truly guess what a lame will say. Got them wildin' in the street like when the Phillies won. And ain't nobody smoking me, I'm like a Phillies blunt. Beef like a condom, they scared when it pop off. Treat you like a coupe, can't wait to chop your top off. They not J's, little nigga, they are knockoffs. Marv Albert on them, all I do is shot call. Car shots, these niggas faking into mall cops. Got a buzz, that shit spreading like the smallpox. They gave me the ball, they put the game in my hands. They said you the man to put the fans in the stand. That mean the pressure on, but I ain't got no hypertension. That guy that used to be your favorite, it's alright to bench him. My ascension to the top, I feel it's predestined. You say this nigga ain't sick, you better retest him. I'ma stretch pussies out, y'all some C-sections. I ain't never ran, not even in elections. You only hard around your homies, gay erections. The game mine, I got my motherfucking name etched in. Got the street sign, the block monogram. Been fly so long, I ain't never tryna land. Was fly since the dot peeped at my sonogram. I could pull a bitch if I was in a 40 Cono van. How you doing, J5? I'm surviving. My team going to the top and I'm driving. I peeped the game and saw a spot with my name on it. Wipe the track off, it's crazy how I came on it. So far, gotta look up in the stars for him. Like a high jump, must elevate your bars to win. So far, gotta look up in the stars for him. Like the high jump, must elevate your bars to win. That means they never gonna win. I'ma never let them catch up. Every time they think they getting close, I just pull off on them, jet speed. They ain't even close, cause I'm way out of the stratosphere. Fuck a Facebook, I am updating my status here. Catch me on the block with my homies talking big shit. Cover up my face because the 35th district know me and they know my work, they know I be in beast mode. Know I play the game good, like I know the cheat code. We used to be Negroes, funny how we niggas now. And since we embrace that, funny how they dig us now. And they wanna ride with us now. I keep the door closed, get them niggas out of here. Need that room for more hoes. Catch me at the dice game, talking, throwing door blows. Taking all that mortgage money, making houses foreclosed. I don't reinvest that, I use it for more clothes. Keep the 4-4 though, more money means more woes. Now it's obvious I'm dedicated, I should be educated, but I never made it. And this race is for the fittest, call us racist, it don't fit us. We just hate them when they hate us. In the faces of these critics, they be saying we too radical, we should just bling more, we should tone the hooks down, maybe we should sing more. I just tend to disagree, this should be the theme song for whoever grinding hard. Tell them haters dream on, they can never stop us, they can't even slow us down. I ain't gotta tell them, really think these niggas know it now. Real niggas hold us down, got a new motive now, mystery decoded now, enough lyrics to throw around. Know how to kill a track and I've been did it. When I hit it, shit is kill, can't even let my friend hit it. So far, gotta look up in the stars for him. Like a high jump, must elevate your bars to win. So far, gotta look up in the stars for him. Like a high jump, must elevate your bars to win. So far, gotta look up in the stars for him. Like a high jump, must elevate your bars to win. So far, gotta look up in the stars for him. Like a high jump, must elevate your bars to win. Live, J, Uptown. Delirious 44. Yeah.